Back so soon? Oh no, what happened?
A little incident at the dog park. We gotta head to the vet.
Oh, not again. These bills.
We can use CashNet USA. We can apply in minutes, get a fast decision, and have the money in the account as soon as the same business day. All right, Cheddar, back in the car.
When you need money fast, be the hero. All loans subject to lender approval. Speed of funding is subject to verifications and your bank's processing times. See CashNetUSA.com for more details.
Coming up on this episode of DL Weekly, some great news about the Disneyland Railroad and a returning tour, Sip and Savor Pass tips, perks, and more.
Food and wine merchandise, D23 Gold member monthly streams. We talk to Alex about his first experience at Disneyland and more. DL Weekly starts now.
This is your captain speaking to you from the wheelhouse. I'd like to welcome all of you aboard the DL Weekly podcast. For safe passage on our trip, please do not sit or climb on the outside railings, and be sure to watch your children. The water can be unpredictable in these parts, and we'd sure hate to lose any of you.
Well, hello and welcome to this episode of DL Weekly for the week of March 5th, 2025. I'm Teg Bushman.
And I'm Teresa Urban. We would like to thank everyone who supports the show, but this week we would like to give a special shout out to Scott M. for becoming a supporter, as well as Tiffany C., Nicholas E., Megan M., and Olivia S. for your continued support. If you would like to help support the show and get ad-free versions of each episode, access to our supporter-only chat, and a bunch of other perks, like right now we're actually doing a live stream for some of our listeners. We do this every month. Head on over to dlweekly.net/support to become an official weekly tier.
Now let's get to the news.
Extra, extra! Read all about it! DL Weekly reports from intrepid correspondents Tag and Teresa. You heard it here first, ladies and gents. Breaking news!
Before we get too far into the news, I want to take a moment and give a special thank you to not only Tag, but also to Olivia S., one of our community managers, for stepping in 4 times in the last 4 months for me. 2 of the times were planned. 2 of the times were not planned. We had a death in the family. So I appreciate you, Olivia, for stepping in and covering while I was able to be with my family. And thank you to you also, Tag, for holding the fort down. But now, for the foreseeable future, I have nothing. So you all are stuck with me for the next few months.
Yeah, I think the next time I'll be gone in August.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, before that, you and I are both gone. So,
but I would also just like to say thank you, Teresa, for finally taking some time off of the podcast, so I don't look like the one who's always just skirting my responsibilities.
Yeah, no, it worked out well because just real quick, just to be transparent with everyone. In November, we had a family emergency that I quickly next morning had to go to Arizona, and then that family member ended up passing. So this last trip was to go back out for that. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Anytime.
I need to share something really cool that I was going to tell you. So it was my grandmother that passed, and I realized my first ever trip to Disneyland, she was there.
Oh.
And her last trip ever to Disneyland was for my wedding.
Oh.
Isn't that cool?
That is cool. I did show Alex when we were there where you got married and stuff. And he's like, "Oh, that's cool." They had a big setup going on there. They had the carriage out. Somebody was getting married with the carriage because we walked over and they were setting up the carriage. Anyway. All right. Well,
now let's get to the news.
Let's get to the news. The Sip and Savor Pass is back this year for the Food and Wine Festival. So how can you get the best value? Well, this year, you really can't lose. To get the most out of your pass, which is $63 or $58 for magic key holders, you need each item to be over $7.75 or $7.25 for key holders. Most of the items are above this threshold. In fact, when we used it, we did the same thing. We're like, what's the best deal? And we were like, oh, everything basically is over the cost. Some of the non-alcoholic drinks and desserts are closer to the break-even point, so look out for those. Another tip, order all of your stuff at one booth, take the receipt to the other booths, and pick up your food. Some of these lines were outrageous when we were there.
Well, more Sip and Savor Pass news. Pass purchasers should be able to get a free picnic plate that now comes with the pass. The plate is blue and, of course, shaped like Mickey with park icons printed on it. When Tag, and we talked about this later, but when Tag, James, and Alex went and got their Sip and Savor Pass, it was literally before, like the day before this plate debuted. I actually saw an image of it and I sent it to him like, did you guys get this? Because it looks so cool.
We did not. And I had, unfortunately, I was trying to be not a digital pack rat this time, and I threw away the receipt, which I wish I would have kept because I think I could have taken this and been like, I didn't get one yesterday. I did see people, so the top ears are like, have holes like you could put a drink in it, and people were putting their Sip and Savor Pass lanyard through it, and they were hanging it around their neck.
Oh,
it's a cool looking plate,
interesting.
and it's big too. I don't know if you can tell from the photo here, but like it's pretty large.
It to me it makes sense because it's like that's your kind of like reusable tray
Sure.
for you could probably fit at least one food item, if not more, depending on what it is you got. Plus, like Tag mentioned, the ears have holes, so you can like put your little drink cups in there. So instead of trying to like balance and juggle all of the things, it hopefully makes your tasting experience a little smoother.
Yeah, for somebody being by themselves, this is a great deal because like when we were ordering and picking up all of our Food and Wine Fest stuff, which by the way, I recommend because they're smallerish portions. If you're there with a few people, buy a bunch of stuff all at once and then sit at a table and just kind of pass them around because that's what we did. But when we were doing it, like we had a drink and a couple items, it was very difficult to kind of have all that. This would have helped a lot. Speaking of the Food and Wine Fest, this year there's a lot of good Food and Wine Fest merchandise. From a Mickey ear headband to kitchenware to toys and bags, there is something for everyone.
I quite like the, I don't know, the pattern, the logo.
This year was really good.
Yeah, I like the colors, but the pattern's kind of like, it's almost like tiles or something.
Yeah.
And it's all sorts of different like boxes and different bright colors of different either food items, park items, or of course Mickey in his various chef hat poses. But yeah, super fun. And then the actual like logo itself is the map of California with that same kind of block pattern. It's really fun. I don't know if there's anything that is a must purchase for me that I see, but I do think the merchandise is really fun.
I thought that the Hawaiian shirt they had with this, the button-up, was really cool. In fact, I looked at it and I said, Vern would like this.
Yes.
I did consider getting it, and then I was like, but am I going to ever wear this outside the park? Probably not. So I was like, I'm not going to do that this time. I think it's I love the pops of color. I think it's a good design. I think the logo this year isn't anything too crazy over the top. I almost bought the Magic Key Holder shirt too because it has purple accents, and I'm a huge purple fan. But yeah, they had a lot of really good stuff. But I didn't really get. Oh, I should have gotten this pin too. See, this is what happens when you're there in panic mode.
Well, and did you even see the pin, or
I did not.
You were there right at the start, so it's possible that not all this stuff had made its way out onto the shelves just yet.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, Railroad fans should be very happy about this next story. I know we are. The Disneyland Railroad Tour is returning, which means the terrain is returning as well. Starting March 21st, guests will be able to take this tour again, which is 90 minutes and includes a ride inside the Lily Bell. The Lily Bell is the last train car from Disneyland's opening day and was decorated by Lillian Disney, Walt's wife herself. The tour also includes a treat, a tour of the Roundhouse backstage, meet and greet with a train engineer, and a special keepsake. The tour is $145 per person. Reservations are open now.
This is your bucket list item, Teresa.
So we were talking about this with a weekly tier. I have mixed feelings about this because, yes, I want nothing more. That's like the tippity top thing on my Disneyland bucket list and has been there for a while is to ride in the Lily Bell. But I'm like a park snob now because I know that these things used to be like magical moments and it was kind of something random. So it feels less special if I plan it and pay for a tour. Like
I
have a very hard time. Like I'm struggling in my brain with this. And it's like to the point that I want to do the tour but I don't want to do the Lily Bell because I want I'm
just gonna stay out here.
Yeah, for me, it's like I want my first experience to be like spontaneous. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. I just think
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I know.
I did try again to get into the wheelhouse of the Mark Twain this ride, and I was like, and because we went on it one of the times like right towards the end of the day, And I was like, anything in the wheelhouse? They're like, no, they're not taking anybody right now. I'm like, dang it, every time.
I know.
And also, they took, when we went to Lamplight for our brunch, the group right in front of us got taken into the cool Imagineering room. But anyway.
One of these days, it will be our chance.
I want to do this because the keyword backstage got used. And going backstage to the Roundhouse would be really cool because I love the trains and I love the monorail, and they're both in the same barn back there. And this would be cool. But $145 is steep for me, but it's a kind of a longer tour, right? What did I say? It was
hour and a half.
Hour and a half, so that's not too bad. Oh man, I don't know. I mean, that's more than a park day ticket, like on the cheaper days, so it's kind of hard. But I'm not as stubborn as you. I would totally just go on the little bell. Well, the signaling building that caught fire back in 2022 at the New Orleans Square station has finally been removed. There are still walls up around the former location, but the building itself is gone. In other train news, the trains have been cycling around the replaced track and should be opening any time now. I was hoping that our last day that it'd be open because they had all the walls down, all the scrims down, the trains were going, but no.
This is interesting to me because I really thought that they would have repaired this building. So the fact that this building has been removed, I'm curious if something will go up in its place or if it's just gone now. Time will tell.
One of the things I was watching David's Fresh Bake video today, and he was talking about how the signaling, because that building used to be a break room and a room that controlled like the lights around the whole track for signaling. Yeah. And they have bypassed it because the signaling is working. So they've installed some new system somewhere. So they must have just decided like it's not worth it. They still have walls up, which makes me think that they'll probably build something there. I just don't know what.
Well, Indiana Jones had its 30th anniversary, and Club 33 is celebrating. For weekly tiers lucky enough to have access to Club 33, there is an Indiana Jones ceramic tiki mug that features snakes, skulls, and temple emblems. I also saw that there's like a rocks glass that's screen printed with, of course, when I was trying to pull news stories, I couldn't find that article again, but there's two cups, but the tiki mug's super, super amazing. It looks straight out of the temple itself. The mug is $85 and comes with a "Why did it have to be snakes?" cocktail.
I'm looking at this, and you're absolutely right.
So
it
good.
looks like they went in and like carved this out of the attraction and made it into a mug.
It even looks like there's like vines hanging. It's really crazily well done. Like tiki mugs are always really awesome, but this one somehow is like even a level above.
Do you think that this will be like the Hatbox Ghost, where do you think they'll make a version of this that that regular people can buy?
Maybe.
And just this particular version is for Club 33?
That could be. Because
it seems like a shame to have something that's locked away behind Club 33 for something like this.
That could be. I don't know, because they've done other special mug and cup and different thing releases that were unique to Club 33. So I don't know. Still very cool.
We saw quite a few Club 33 people in the park because they had ears and bags and stuff, and I was like, oh, people. Well, fans of the character headbands that have popped up around the resort in the last few months will be excited to hear about some additional characters. Baymax and Mochi, the cat from Big Hero 6, are now available to adorn your headbands. These were very popular when we were there.
So stinking cute. I keep telling myself that I do not need these character headbands because I feel like once you start with this, it would be very hard to like not, because you can customize your own. There's so many good characters, and I feel like they keep coming out with ones that are like better and better and cuter somehow. It's just magic.
Yeah, and they had these things everywhere.
Yeah.
Like the stations where you could buy these were located kind of all over the place. I was tempted to kind of buy one. I even teased James. I said, James, are you sure you don't want one of these? You know who they need to make for this, and I would totally buy, Hey would be good too. But they need to make Machiavelli from Luca, because it'd be really cool to have this cat and then angry like Machiavelli next to it. I also saw... And I didn't know, maybe I knew this was a thing. You're going to tell me that I knew this was a thing. In the moment I saw it when we were at the parks, I did not know it was a thing. We were waiting for Mater's Junkyard Jamboree, and there was this lady in line, and she had Kronk, Angel and Devil, shoulder plushes. And I said, where did you get those? And she said, I got them in October and haven't seen them since. So I mentioned it to our community manager, Kate, who met up with us, and she's like, if you would have told me that that's what you wanted, I said, I didn't know they existed.
Yeah,
So-
no, they were kind of like, remember the Chippendale plushies?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
bought them in a set, and they were like, I can't remember, $40, $50.
40, yeah.
So, yeah. Nope, I remember those.
I almost did Chippendale this time, but I didn't.
Yeah,
because-
one of these trips, the next trip, you're going to go, they're not going to be there, and you're going to be like, I should have, because every trip that we've gone that they've existed, you've come close, but you just haven't done it.
Do you know what's everywhere now? Shoulder hey-heys, because almost every store we went into, they had them, and tons of people were walking around with them. And I wanted to bring mine because I haven't worn it to the park since I got it. But when I was packing the night before, I looked at it and I said, "No, you're too special. You've got to stay here."
What if I lose you? Yeah.
Well, it's true. Like, what if you do lose them?
Yep.
Bye, hey. Although what was funny was you and like 2 other people sent me
The Lego
hey that's
it's
coming out.
so good.
Our previous exchange student, Katzber, messaged it to me.
Really?
You messaged to me, and I think a weekly tier on Discord messaged it to me, and I'm like,
It's so good.
oh my goodness, I apparently am that guy.
It's so, but did you see it's available on Shop Disney now? So we're sidebarring. We're now talking about the new Hey Lego. It's so good, but it's on Shop Disney. It's
DisneyStore.com, don't you mean?
oh yeah, sorry, DisneyStore.com. It is, I think it's like $35, which for a Lego, I feel like Lego sets are usually
Oh yeah.
quite crazily priced. Oh,
Oh,
sorry,
39. That's not bad.
But it's so good. Like you wouldn't.
It's kind of big actually
almost-
for $40.
And it almost doesn't, like, if I don't know, it doesn't really look like Lego to me, if that makes sense. Like there's a lot of very unique pieces that they put together to create him. Oh, it's so
It looks large too.
I also am a Hey fan, not anywhere near your level of Hey fandom. I would get this. And I'm also not a Lego person, but I don't know. It's just so good.
I did not realize it was that inexpensive.
Yeah. It's a good, for Lego, it's a good price, because to me, Lego can be expensive. There's even smaller ones. Like I just saw a Panda May that's like little, and it's $22. So yeah, that's a good price. I feel like he's going to sell out. So if Hey Lego is your thing as well, go to DisneyStore.com.
Oh. Uh-oh. I got to talk to James about this.
Well, D23 Gold members have a really cool monthly opportunity to view an exclusive presentation. And the best part, it's virtual. So I actually got to attend the most recent one. The D23 Gold Theater is accessible at a link in our show notes for D23 Gold members, but each month a different behind the scenes presentation will be streamed. January's topic, they restreamed the Jolly Holiday presentation that we got to see at the D23 Expo. But February's topic was 70 Years of Disneyland with Don Hahn and Christopher Merritt. They were talking about, they came out with a book that's going to be releasing soon, and it was really, really good. Jam-packed with information. Next month, the Walt Disney Archives presents Weird Disney on March 27th. So mark your calendars.
First of all, I have some questions here, Teresa, because I saw you talking about this in the Discord. Where did you hear about this? Because I didn't hear about it.
I saw it on Instagram. I saw Michael Vargo shared a reel from D23, and it was like a couple of days before. And I was like, oh, yes. So Deanne in our live stream chat just pointed out she also got to see it and attend it while it was live. And there was a lot of like big Disney names that were it. Becky Klein was in the group chatting around with people. Michael Vargo was in the group chatting around. Don Hahn, Christopher Merritt. Like, it was very cool. It was really good.
So what was so my frustration with this, and I watched, they have a little trailer of the one you guys watched, and they're like, it's only streaming live. Like, you can't watch it. Like, you have to be there when it happens. And I was like, I want to have watched that, but I was at Disneyland.
It was good. So basically, Don and Chris were kind of doing a quick little overview of their new book that's coming out, The Happiest Place on Earth. And they kind of did a little tour of Disneyland and gave little kind of nuggets of things that they cover in their book. And it kind of all referenced back to the book. So really genuinely, if
go by
you
the book.
If you go by the book, I mean, you don't have Don and Chris like narrating it for you, but they were talking about like all like showing some photos and stuff and like kind of giving little sneak peeks and teasers. The book is also one of the options if you sign up for the D23 Gold membership for this year. It's one of the package options that you can choose. I also wanted to mention, because while I was on the D23 website looking around the events thing, they also have this really wonderful spotlight series that they've been doing, which also seems to be happening monthly. This month, it's Space Mountain and Beyond. And
which is sold out.
Yep, the event is sold out. This time it's happening in Disney Springs. Last month, the event was in somewhere in the Anaheim, Southern California Disneyland area. But yeah, so they had I think it was Indiana Jones was the previous one. But they're doing these kind of like monthly in-person events too. So I really love that they're doing not only more events, but they're doing more events that can go to more people, folks like us that don't live close by or don't have trips planned when these in-person things are happening, and we still get to experience them.
Now, is this where you found the official tour as well?
This is also where I found that the official Walt Disney Studios walking tour presented by D23 has dates open through, I believe, through June. And I was reading through this. It's the 85th anniversary of the Walt Disney Studios lot this year.
Oh.
Which is pretty exciting as well. And one more plug for D23 events. This past week, they also announced that they have a D23 All Aboard to Walt Disney's Marceline event happening May 17th. Full details, in Marceline, Missouri. Full details have not been released quite yet, but mark your calendars. D23 is going back to Marceline.
How exciting.
Super exciting. And of course, this year's also the Dreaming Tree Gala at Marceline as well. So lots of fun, exciting events happening in Little Marceline, Missouri.
Yeah. And which is a great place. Go back and listen to some episodes that we've done previously when we went to Marceline.
Yeah.
It's a great place. If you have the opportunity to go, highly recommend it. Especially for the Dreaming Tree Gala. It was really cool.
It's time to turn your daydream into your dream job. Wix gives you the power to turn your passion into a moneymaker with a website that fits your unique vision and drives you towards your goals. Let your ideas flow with AI tools that guide you, but give you full control and flexibility. Manage your business from one dashboard and keep it growing with built-in marketing features. Get everything you need to turn your part-time passion into a full-time business. Go to Wix.com.
With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
We have to get the snacks for Tag and Teresa and James and Bern. Oh, and Cinderella. Time for SnackChat.
Well, this week for SnackChat, we're going to go a little different since all of the people, minus myself, that are going to be participating in SnackChat this week have just returned from the parks and were able to be there for Food and Wine Festivals. First of all, the soft launch, and then also the official opening day. So I would love to hear all about your experience and what your thoughts were for this year's Food and Wine Festival.
Absolutely. We also need to introduce Alex, our exchange student from Germany, who's joining us. Welcome to the show, Alex.
Thank you very much, Take. I'm very happy to be on the show.
Oh, nice. He's been excited to be on the show.
There you go. And James is also joining us, too.
Yes, I'm always glad to be here. It's fun that I get to talk about food in the third happiest place on earth.
Oh, my goodness. So, yes, is there something that you want to know specifically about, or how do you want to do this?
We were talking about this prior to recording, and I just happened to luck out and not be part of the episodes this time around for any of the foodie guides. And I like that because I wasn't tempted. So I'm going into this like a noob, and I have no idea what there is to expect. So guide me through the festival.
Okay. James, you have the list on your phone.
Yes.
So I feel like you need to be the one to steer us down this.
Excellent. I'm good at this. We tried 8 different dishes and 1 drink while we were there. We had the perk, like Teresa said, of being there for the soft launch. So only the booths open up the night before, not the permanent establishments. So we had some specific choices to go to. And so we were able to try a good handful of things that first night. So first thing I have on the list is the birria mac and cheese.
Ooh, how was that?
The ratings from the group were Tag 4.5 out of 5, Alex 4.2 out of 5, James 2 out of 5.
Whoa! The field is pretty spread.
Strong opinions.
Yeah. So we did the good thing with this. We got in. We bought the Sip and Savor pass, which also on preview night, like we talked about in the news, did not get the plate.
I'm so sad for you about that.
And I had thrown the receipt away, so I couldn't even take it to try to get a plate later. Anyway, and we ordered at one of the booths that had no lines for everything, and then we went and picked it all up, and we all kind of divided and conquered. Alex went and got us a great spot by the Wine Country Trattoria. James went and got a couple things, and I went and got a couple things, and then we all came together and tried some stuff
and had a feast.
So the birria mac and cheese I thought was pretty good.
You gave it a 4.5.
Yeah, but it wasn't a 5. And now
pretty close.
One of the reasons that I didn't give anything a 5 was because the pork belly whatever thing that I've had, nothing came up to that level. So I was like, I can't give anything a 5.
So this is a pork belly adobo scale is what this is?
Yeah, because that was really good.
Yeah, so there you go. So it's how Ordinary Adventures does I give it this many Peters and Kitters.
Yeah,
Your
so I give it a 4.5 pork belly adobo.
Yes.
Alex, what did you think? Do you remember what this was, Alex?
I'm confused between the two mac and cheeses because
So this is the one that had the shredded meat, not the one that had the giant chunks of steak.
Oh yeah, I mean, I thought that was really good. It smelled it tasted pretty unique for mac and cheese. I feel like, and it was just a good combination. It just wasn't as good as the other one, so I had to bump it a little down. But it was awesome.
I want a sidebar. Did you have Alex try one of the quesabirria?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say if he had tried the actual dish, I was curious what then the thoughts would be with the kind of
comparing
mashup.
the two.
Yeah.
I think what's most impressive about Alex's rating is I would say tacos and Mexican food in general is pretty low on your list.
It tasted Mexican for sure, but it was just all the Mexican aspects I like about it. Because Mexican food is pretty awesome food. I don't like some aspects of it, but that one was just really good.
That had all the correct things.
Yes.
That's good.
Okay.
So James, now why a 2?
For me, it was just confusing. I felt like there were two things that were trying to work. Sure. And I feel like in all of my time, as I'm sure you are aware, and if the podcast folks don't know yet, I love macaroni and cheese.
Mexican food.
And Mexican food, yes. I am waiting to do a blind mac and cheese taste test with a friend of mine.
That's fun.
Yeah, so we bought a whole bunch of mac and cheese, and we've probably had it for 3 or 4 months. So we've been waiting to do this. We just haven't for whatever reason. For me, the combination I think it's just in general. Southwest flavors and mac and cheese just never blend well for me. There's just something about the cheese in a mac and cheese and then everything else that goes with it that I just haven't found one I like. And so it's just confusing and not great for me in that sense. So 2 very different experiences of the perfect combination of mac and cheese and Southwest Mexican style food.
But that reminds me of when Tag and I had the cheesy garlic bread mixed with a Bengal beef skewer.
Oh yeah.
We love both of the things
Separately,
but when they were combined, it was
not great.
It was truly too much of a good thing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But so now I'm curious. Can we segue, since I now know you tried a second mac and cheese? Because now I'm curious what you thought of the other mac and cheese.
I think that was probably the next one on the list anyway.
It was 3rd on the list, but it's fine. We can skip to it. So
bumping it up.
The next one was the Gruyere mac and cheese with sirloin steak.
It just sounds good.
Now, we had this twice.
This,
so it was good.
This spoiler, this consensus average is our best dish from the festival.
I will say, too, that I did not eat it the second time we got it. I got a clam chowder bread bowl that had been on my list.
Not part of Food and Wine Fest.
But it was awesome. I tried it.
Yeah. But they got, because they were trying to use up the tabs, and one of the items that they wanted was not available, so that's kind of what they ended up doing. And so the second day's, the pieces of steak were larger.
And there was more.
And there was more of it not the preview day before, but the actual start day had more. Yep.
And it was super popular the second day because they didn't have enough chimichurri sauce, so we would have had to wait 15 more minutes to get the sauce.
Oh dang! Yeah,
we were crunched for time, and so we just ate it without it.
Okay, now what's
the pork belly adobo? Oh, do you need the pork belly adobo scores first?
Yeah.
Tay gave it 4.8. Alex gave it 4.2. I gave it a 5.
Dang, almost as high as the pork belly adobo. So James, you're a big chimichurri fan?
Oh, it's so good.
Did you feel that it made a difference or not a difference in this mac and cheese?
I don't think it made a huge difference. I think it made a slight difference in terms of just a little bit of extra flavor in there, especially because the steak was like smothered in it. It felt like.
Sure.
Like that's just how they scooped it in, and so it worked really nicely, but I don't think it made that big of a difference to me.
I just was curious since you had the unique experience of having it both ways.
One way, one the other. Yeah, no, I was happy to eat either way. I do think you're right that it was better with the chimichurri, but not a huge difference to me.
Alex, your thoughts?
I would disagree. I think that sauce did a big difference for me. Like, not like a huge, it was still good both times, but the first time it was like awesome, and that one was just like great, I would say.
That's fair.
Awesome versus great.
I mean, there's a difference. There's a scale there.
There you go.
I would say so.
Mm-hmm. All right, so moving to the next dish would be the musabi rice. I don't remember what else came with it. Tag rated it a 2. Alex gave it a 4.8, and I gave it a 4.
Sorry, I was distracted by Teresa handing me tissues. What?
You gave the musabi rice a 2.
Rice.
Oh.
That one sounded okay, so
here's the problem. I don't like Spam.
Oh. Well, you didn't have to eat a Spam piece. You could have eaten.
But it was literally rice with Spam on it.
Oh, okay.
And it was so good.
It was,
And it was so
Tag is
good.
entitled to his opinion even when it's wrong.
It was just more for the two of you.
Wrong, even when it's wrong.
It was for sure my favorite. Like, out of
That
all of
was
them.
your favorite out of all the festival
It wasn't like that creative. It was just like really just 2 parts rice in that thing, but the flavor of, I don't know, it was like meaty thing. I don't even know what it was.
It's called Spam. It's
That's all right,
basically
Alex.
ham.
Nobody really knows what it is.
Yeah, but no, it tasted so good, really.
Yeah,
There you
they
go.
got it really crispy and nice, which was so good with the bites, and the fried rice was a really good texture too. So
nice.
that was one that I feel like was dangerous like popcorn, that if we would have had a giant bowl between us.
So true. So true.
They did really like it. And I was like, great, here you go, guys.
What was next on the tasting tour?
The next is our drink. We had the raspberry horchata.
How was it?
It was really good.
Tag rated it a 4 pork bellies, and Alex and I both gave it a 3.
So, dang, it gets like that's the lowest rated thing overall thus far.
Thus far.
It was good, though. I thought it was really good because one of the problems with horchata for me is I really like horchata in moderation. Like, I usually feel like an entire, like a serving of horchata
It's
is
too
always
much.
a little bit too much horchata for me. But because it had the berry flavoring in there, it tempered that, and it was cold. Like it
Yeah.
came out really cold, and there was 3 of us drinking it, and there was 3 raspberries on it, so we all got a raspberry.
Oh,
It was made for us, clearly.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I thought it was really, really good. You're going to be disappointed because I did not take great photos of the food, but I did make us retake some photos because James had taken ones in the dark.
It's
Look
true.
at that. I'm rubbing off on him.
Well, he made fun of me because he's like, this isn't a podcast trip. Why are you taking pictures? And I said, because we need pictures of this. I'm just telling you right now. That's how it's going to have to be. So there was the raspberry horchata.
So you gave it a 3?
I would say it was maybe like as a long-term drink, a little too sweet if it's like your main drink. But if it's just like, I don't know, just like a fun drink or something, it's pretty awesome. It just couldn't work for me as that. Like,
And for me, it just wasn't extraordinary. Like, it was good. I was happy I had it.
So,
But I'm not going out of my way to have it again.
so did it have like how strong was the raspberry flavor
It wasn't
in the
that
horchata?
strong.
No, just
I
kind of
don't
like a
really
hint of
remember
raspberry.
Yeah. like it was
come on,
there,
it's so long ago.
but it wasn't,
Too much.
yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't like tart. Like it could be tart
Yeah, it
almost,
wasn't
but it
tart.
wasn't.
Yeah. Was it more of a natural raspberry flavor or like a
I think it
like
was
a syrupy raspberry
pretty
flavor?
natural.
That felt pretty natural to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, it
Yep.
wasn't overly sweet. Cool.
Yeah.
Poor raspberry horchata. That would have been like top on my list. So
Well, yeah, but you're a drink person.
I know.
when we get into the regular discussion, Alex can tell you about all the drinks we had. I'll pull them up and we can talk about them.
So many drinks. We'll see how much he remembers.
I mean, I don't remember the names. You know how I'm with names. I'm not gonna remember that. But if I see like the picture, or just like the description,
I can
will
tell you
know
about
which
each one, and then you can tell Teresa about
Yes, that sounds like good.
and our audience, not just Teresa.
Right.
I kept telling him, I said, you're making Teresa so proud right now.
Oh, thank you.
I said, Teresa is the drink person.
I am.
And so, yeah.
There were a lot. So
You were holding up the drink torch. For me.
There was, we're snack chat, so I can talk about this now. It's not a food and wine related, but there was a smoothie kind of drink thing that's a special right now in Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, yeah.
That was at Kat Saka's Kettle. By the way, you've ruined it for me because I always think Kat Ska's. James got popcorn there because he wanted to try the popcorn stand, and they had this drink there, and it was so freaking good.
Yeah.
Alex, didn't you like it? It was that strawberry like smoothie thing we had while we were waiting in line for Rise.
I'm not completely sure which one you mean. It wasn't the blue milkies.
No.
Strawberries and cream.
Oh, what's the one you bought and then? Oh yeah, that one was really good. Yeah.
Here's a photo of it.
There it is. Is it like a slushy kind of? Texture?
Yeah, it was like a slushy, and then the stuff on top was like a freeze dried like strawberry, but it was watermelon was the main flavor.
Oh yeah, that's the one I know which one I know.
Remember that
strawberry.
One?
Yeah, we had strawberry. We had strawberry a different time. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I remember I tasted strawberry and you tasted watermelon or something, and then it made sense. It was both kinda.
Yeah. It was really good. It was probably like one of my favorite drinks. I also got my taro tea again, and I really like that. Anyway, moving on.
Moving on, we had the Tres Leches cake.
Ooh, that one looks so cute.
Looked cute.
Aww.
Taste. Tay gave it 3.5. Alex 3.6. James 2.5.
There just wasn't anything special about it. It was just kind of like meh, and it was large. Like it was big, and like the texture and stuff was fine, but the flavor was just kind of like mid. I guess
it was definitely good value for a punch in terms of amount.
Well, that's good then.
I know. I liked the first bites were pretty good. I think I rated it first higher than I did.
You did,
and then it just didn't have the read value. So
yeah, the more you ate it, the less good it got.
Mm-hmm.
It did have the really cute sugar cookie on top of it, though.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Moving on, the barbecue bao.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, I feel like I lied. I did not look at the foodie guide, but the internet and Instagram and stuff, I've seen some of these things. That one made me scratch my head a little bit. It doesn't look like it's a very big portion, and isn't it one of the more expensive items too?
It was I don't know because we did the sip and savor, but we have to give some context. Our very first day at the resort, we went and ate lunch at Din Tai Fung, and we had lots of different stuff. And we'll talk about this when we get to the discussion. There was a happy accident that happened that ended up being really, really good. But anyway, so when we saw this, I was like, oh, these baos are so good. I love bao buns, so this will be great because it's like a barbecue burger thing in a bao bun. So first of all, this was a harrowing tale because I went and picked it up, and I was talking to the guy, and he was chatty with me, and he gave it to me, and I walked off, and I went all the way back to Wine. So this is by Grizzly River Run. Went all the way to Wine Country Trattoria, sat down, and looked at it and said, this is not a bao bun.
That was a hot dog.
Oh!
That was the other item at the thing.
Yeah.
So we tasted the other stuff, and then I said, I'm going to go take this back and swap it. So I got up and I walked over, and I went all the way back, and I said, hi, this is not the bao. I ordered the bao. So I showed him the receipt. He goes, oh, yeah, you're right. The lady who was standing next to him was trying to do the right thing and said, oh, just let him keep it. Just let him keep it because they have to throw it away anyway.
Take it back. Yep.
He handed it back to the kitchen, and she turned to me and she goes, I'm sorry, I was trying to get it for you guys. Because we all thought we were going to get it to be able to test it. And then I got the bao and brought it back, and I thought that the bao itself had no flavor. All I tasted was tangy barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Now, in fairness, you were raving about the barbecue sauce.
The barbecue sauce was a very good barbecue sauce.
I didn't like the barbecue sauce. I think I rated it. How much?
You gave it a 3.2. You are the most favorable rating because Tay gave it a 3 and I gave it a 1.5.
No, I gotta bring the rating down. That was a too generous rating. I know they just didn't fit. Like the texture, I feel was kind of good for a bao, but I didn't like. It didn't fit, and it was so dry, kind of. I don't know.
Yeah. I was very disappointed because it bao usually has that like really good kind of sweet almost flavor. None of that in this.
All right, so that wraps up our first night. So we have 3 more things that we tried the next night. We got the Hawaiian pizza from the Paradise Garden Grill.
Oh.
Tag did not try this one.
No, I was not feeling very well our last night, and I thought the soup, which had been on my list all week, sounded good when I wasn't feeling well, and so I got the soup.
So Alex gave this one a 4.25. I gave it a 3.5. This was definitely a pick for Alex as Hawaiian pizza. It's top of his list.
With like egg and broccoli pizza.
Was it better than like Hawaiian pizza you can get at home or about the same?
Depends which one. I think it was a really good one. Like I did enjoy it. It wasn't like a crazy special one, but it was like definitely like a solid pick. I would eat it again.
Okay.
All right.
I just found the tomato sauce taste to be a little strong for everything else, so it didn't really work for me.
We also had to
sense.
wait forever for this one because I went in to pick it up and they were not prepared for that many people wanting it because there was a line of us waiting for that pizza and they had run out of pizza altogether here and pizza started coming out, but it was like 3 cheeses, like 3 full cheese pizzas and then 2 full pepperoni pizzas and then finally like 2 of these came out and they just went. So it looked good.
What about the last 2 items?
So next is the lemon pepper wings.
Oh.
Ooh,
yeah, that was another one made for you 3 because wasn't there 3 wings in a serving?
There were 3 wings.
But I don't like lemon.
we got this recommended by concierge Lindsay, who told us that this was really good and the lemon wasn't too strong. Yeah, it was still too strong because Tay gave it a 1.5.
It tasted like I bit into a lemon. Like it was way too much for me.
Well, I gave it a 4 and Alex gave it a 4.1.
They like lemon.
There you go. Did it come with any sort of sauce or just like the dry rub?
Garlic ranch.
Ooh.
I mean, for me, like at first I never had like this lemon, what was it called?
Lemon pepper.
Yeah, I never had that, so it was also like unique. And with chicken wings, I think I should have actually rated it a little higher. It was really good. The sauce with it together, I know, I really enjoyed them.
It was good because there was some left, and James was like, "Here you go, Alex." And Alex was like, "Are you sure?" Because he's like, "I'll eat it."
I feel like Alex, now that he's like rethinking, he's having like rating regret.
Yeah,
he's like,
so
I should have
much.
rated it higher, or no, I should have rated it lower.
Also, like with the mac and cheeses before, I said like that I rated the other one higher. I rated the same.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought I liked the other one more at the moment, but I guess.
Oh well.
All right, let's round it out for that final item.
The last one we got was the burrata toast from Aunt Cass's Cafe, and we all agreed it was a 4.5.
Wow.
It was really good. My problem with it was we have plastic cutlery, and I didn't want to pick it up and eat it. Because I wasn't feeling well. I didn't want to like be slobbered. I wanted to cut it and eat it. The bite I had of it after fighting with it to cut it was really good.
It was so hard to eat.
You would have loved it because it had like a balsamic thing on it. It had some cheese. It had some like the fancy lettuce and like tomato.
Yeah.
Are you a tomato? I can't remember. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And it was on this piece, and it was big. It was big.
More than the Tres Leches cake. So
yeah. And I was very sad because I wanted to eat more of this and just couldn't.
It was so hard to eat though. Like seriously, you had to really kind of pick it up and almost fold it over New York pizza style.
Yeah.
To keep anything on it.
I think I also broke my fork twice or something.
Yes.
Too funny.
He was trying to do it, and it just wasn't happening.
No.
Too funny.
It was so worth it. It was really good.
Well, that rounds out this week's snack chat discussion. Tune in later because it sounds like we're going to be talking about even more food during the discussion topic when we talk more about the trip.
Well, it is that time again for our friend Eric over at Concierge to catch us up on other Disney news.
Hello, everyone. This is Eric Johnson with Concierge, and welcome to the D180. While Teg and Teresa cover all things Disneyland, in the D180, we take a spin around the rest of the Disney universe, and we do it in 180 seconds. Let's jump right in. We start this week in Walt Disney World, where your concierge crew just finished up a great week of education, celebration, and all-around fun. Sorry you couldn't join us, Teresa. Next time for sure. Most of the crew got to experience the International Festival of the Arts at Epcot during its final few days. As I've mentioned, this is an extravaganza of amazing artists flexing their Disney creds. I wish I had gotten there earlier to meet some of my favorite artists. I did get to take part in a giant paint-by mural number, though. Next up on the schedule is one of my favorites, the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival. Disney announced food options, and I am very jealous I won't be able to try some of these myself this year. New items include conch fritters, blueberry crumb cake with a blueberry lemon zest soft serve, lumpia with plant-based pork and green papaya salad, a s'mores bar on a stick, plant-based sausage biscuits and gravy, carrot cake, liege waffles. It's too many to name. Seriously, though, this festival is gorgeous. I love the topiaries, which have already started to sprout around the park. I got to see one of my favorites, Miss Piggy and Kermit, before I left today. All around the park, colors are literally blooming, transforming the landscape and the walkways of a park that used to be known for its sterile vision of the future of the 1980s. Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival runs from March 5th through June 2nd. Several of your concierge planners got the amazing chance to spend an evening with a VIP tour. We managed to make it to all 4 parks in one day and hit up some of our favorite attractions. We even had a few extra surprises from Disney on our tour. Backstage access to a van that brought us from park to park? Yeah, that's pretty great. Exclusive merch? Excellent. Fresh beignets waiting for us at the end of Tiana's Bayou Adventure? Absolutely incredible. If you want to book your own VIP tour on your next Disneyland or Walt Disney World trip, ask your planner for details. And for a limited time between April 28th and September 27th, 2025, guests staying in a club-level room at Walt Disney World can save 20% off their VIP tour experience. That's hundreds of dollars off a VIP tour for 7 or more hours for up to 10 people. Ask us for details, won't you? I keep talking about these National Geographic Expeditions private jet itineraries, but they keep on adding more. Coming in 2026, 2 brand new tours are opening up. African Discovery takes your group across the savannas to the Zambezi River and Victoria Falls. If you want to range further around the world, try the Photographing the World tour, which crosses the planet as you learn from National Geographic photographers how they capture their incredible images. 8 different destinations await for those who want to spend over 3 weeks touring the globe. I hope you enjoyed our quick spin around the rest of the Disney universe. If you'd like to learn more about these Disney adventures or just have a few questions, please come on over. Visit the social media and websites of both DL Weekly and us, their official travel planners, concierge. We look forward to planning something special for you and yours. I'm Eric Johnson, and this has been your D180.
Thanks, Eric.
Reminder for all weekly tiers. These questions can feel like a high-speed roller coaster type ride in the dark, with self-high fives, sudden drops, and stumps. Follow all pre-launch procedures, including stowing hats, glasses, and all loose possessions in the cargo pouch located directly in front of you.
Hello there. It's good to be back home in what listener Daniel C. has told me is the second happiest place on earth. I'm glad to have you all here in Trivia Land, and Alex, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. Easily 3 out of 3.
4 out of 4 would be your dream.
And you can't be looking stuff up on your phone, Alex.
No.
Okay.
That would be cheating.
Yeah.
That would be, and we're definitely not cheaters in Trivia Land. But we also don't know if we always have the right answers.
I was going to say, I think it's pretty obvious we don't cheat because we don't have a very good long track record.
Sure.
But we have fun.
We have fun.
Just
and we
take
learn.
your best guess. That's how it works.
So
we have fun and we learn.
Let's get the fun underway then. First question for you this week from listener Donna S. As of 2018, how many churros are sold every year in Disneyland?
Every year?
Every year.
Haven't we had this question before?
Probably.
I'm just going to throw this out here. 15 million.
That's a lot of churros.
Not enough.
You think 15
How
million
many think they sell in
churros?
a day?
Do you know how much 15 million is?
A lot.
Yes.
A lot,
Alex, what do you think?
Wait, I gotta do some calculations quickly.
Alex
Doing
is good at
some
math, so.
calculations.
I don't know really the numbers.
So, Alex, in a general day at Disneyland, at just one of the parks, they usually hit between 40 and 50,000 guests in a day.
Ooh.
But that doesn't mean all of them are buying churros.
Well,
but that also
some of them
doesn't
could
mean that be buying multiple churros.
You could have the Verns of the world out there that are buying like 4 a day,
I'm going to say...
especially when there's all the flavored ones.
It's true.
I'm going to say 500,000.
I'm gonna say 30 million.
30 million.
I don't know, it might be so wrong.
That's okay.
It might be, but we'll find out later.
Okay.
Question number 2. We'll start with Alex on this one.
Okay.
What is the largest land in terms of area in Disneyland?
Oh my god. Does Main Street count?
Main Street counts. Yep.
I don't know, I feel like... Oh, it is pretty... maybe like... I feel like Fantasialand is pretty big. But I will go with Main Street.
Main Street.
Main
All right.
Street.
I'm going to say Star Wars Galaxy's
Yep,
Edge.
I'm gonna say Galaxy's Edge as well. Actually, can we in Disneyland, right?
In Disneyland,
okay,
yep.
Disneyland, the park, not.
Because Cars Land's pretty big, too.
Mhm.
I still think Galaxy's Edge is bigger than Cars Land, though, actually. Anyway.
Yes. All right. Next question might be a group question. Can you, for me, put in order the scenes you experience while on the train in Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway?
Ooh.
Okay. Alex, do you remember how it starts?
Yeah, it starts with like riding the train in where you see like the graphics animation of like Mickey and Minnie riding the car and kind of singing.
Oh, yep. Are we starting in the theater?
Dang. You have already done better than me because I totally would have gone right to Mickey and Minnie riding next to us.
Ooh.
No, he was
Oh.
describing the park.
Wait, but we don't.
No, I think
we
he
do
was
the
describing the
video thing
theater.
before with the...
Alex,
no,
were you
not that.
describing
Once
the
you're on the
movie?
train.
Were you describing the movie or were you describing that first room
Oh,
where...
I was describing the first room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was describing the movie.
That was also a cool moment because when Alex went in, like, James was
Oh,
like...
yeah.
He's like, did that move... Like, he was trying to figure out how
Yeah,
it all
how it
happened.
all
It was
worked.
really great.
Yep.
Okay, yes.
What do you call the other thing? The train track? Like the park? The
The
second
track switch.
Yeah. The track switch room. But like, is it the train?
It's just like the train tunnel. I don't know.
I'm going to call it the track.
I will just tell you, I include both those areas together as well.
Okay. And then you're in the Wild West.
Wild West.
Do you remember after the Wild West, Alex?
I mean, like, at first we had the car driving next to us.
Yep, we got that.
Oh, we got that already?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Then, I mean, when we switched out, wasn't it, I don't know, was it the tornado right away?
Nope,
No,
before
not-
the
not
tornado.
yet.
Ah.
So what was before the tornado, Teresa?
It's like the fair. The
The
county
fairgrounds,
fair.
yep. With Donald.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, true. I forgot about that one. Then
Alex
the
was
wind
like,
stopped.
Alex was disappointed because he likes Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and they aren't represented anywhere in the park.
Oh.
Every time we were talking about characters, he's like, "Is Huey, Dewey, and Louie here?" We're like, "No."
They do come out for like special events,
Yeah.
but they're not there all the time.
They should be all the time.
Then it's the tornado.
Yep, then it's the tornado. I'm trying to think what you get spit out.
Then you're in the water room where you go over the
Oh, it is- I was
waterfall.
gonna say, is it the
Yep.
underwater room next?
Yep.
We're gonna say underwater.
Yep.
And then you're in the lovely, I don't know, city.
Doesn't
Oh,
the
yeah, you're in the
volcano
city.
run
The
before?
neighborhood
The volcano erupts in the underwater, yeah.
Yep.
city, and then you're
The
in
city where they got the jackhammer
yep,
and everything.
The jackhammer city, and then you're,
1, 2, 3. 1, 2,
yep,
3.
Then you're in dance class. Do you remember what's after the dance class, Alex?
Is it then the, I don't know how to call it, the machinery room kind of?
Yeah.
Yes. I don't remember what it's called either, but you're
Because
in like a
you're
factory.
you're in a factory and then it turns
Factory,
into a
yeah.
park.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we're gonna call that factory/park, and then you're in the train tunnel and then the park.
Yeah. With Chubby.
Yeah.
By the way, we were trying to find this out. You probably know this because you're obsessed with the crab. Is the crab in the final scene somewhere?
He is.
Where is he?
He goes over the little waterfall, so you have
Okay.
to like catch it at the right point because he like is like tumbling over the waterfall.
Okay.
I didn't see a crab anywhere at any time.
Small little thing off to the side in most of them. So.
Oh,
You just have to go back and experience it
And
again,
he's
right, Alex?
very
True.
angry. He's like shaking his fist.
He's like, what are all these
Like
people
Hank.
in this train doing in here? Yes. And then you're back at the offload station.
Very good. All right, I've got that down. Last question for you. This is inspired by our other friends who we went to the park with, who, when we asked them what they should look forward to when we take Alex to Disneyland, the first thing they said was...
I mean, I remember it.
What did they say?
Oh, about the bathrooms? Take those where every single bathroom is.
So, I'm not lost in the park, but I need to go to the bathroom. Where is my nearest bathroom when I am exiting Peter Pan's flight? And I mean by walking distance.
I would say the
Alice in Wonderland bathrooms, or
the
Fantasyland.
Fantasyland / the ones that are
Pinocchio ones. It's next to Pinocchio Village House or whatever over there.
Pinocchio Village House.
No. I'm saying, ooh.
So
That's
you
a
exit.
Tough question.
So
how did you measure this? Because I'm thinking
walking. He said walking.
Yeah, but how did you measure? Because I feel like Pinocchio and the Rancho bathrooms, that's like a straight shot. But probably not because you wander around. I feel like those are very close.
But see, the bathroom, the Alice bathroom, is like right on the other side of the same building.
Gotta go all the way around. There's not a quick, easy way to.
I suppose. That's true.
Okay, probably Pinocchio. I feel like that's a trick.
We'll call that the Fantasyland bathrooms because it's the ones by the pickle cart that's right there.
Yeah.
The one that James thinks I have the story from, but he's wrong.
Alex, I'm guessing you agree with them?
I will go with the Alice in Wonderland bathroom.
Okay. So, Alex, was it right? Was I helpful finding you bathrooms when you needed?
So much, really. And it was
what was your favorite bathroom?
Quality
what
question.
What was your favorite bathroom?
I would say the Star Wars, maybe. But I mean, I didn't really pay that much
What was your
attention.
least favorite bathroom?
Was it the one here where there was... Oh, no, there wasn't the other one. What's it called again? The other park?
They have
California.
updated this
Not even
since I
Disney,
last.
where there was
Yeah.
like the hot and the out.
at Universal?
Yeah, I hated that one, but that wasn't Disney.
Which one at Universal?
Where there was like the whole time... Like in Harry Potter, the one girl.
It was with the Moaning Myrtle bathroom.
Oh. And the sad part is you used that one twice.
Yeah. No, that was so annoying.
Oh. I think the one that I remember you complaining about was, like, because I asked you about it, you said, yeah, it was small and cramped, was the one in New Orleans Square.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Dang. Okay. We already locked our answers in. I'm looking at this map on the...
Remind me when
On
we get to
the-
the discussion, I got to talk about the app, too, because there's
on
some
the app.
updates.
And,
Are you making a choice?
We
Or you
already
did?
locked
Okay,
it.
James,
I'd
wrap
be
us up.
cheating right now because
Yeah.
I have it up. I already locked my answer.
You can't look at the map. That's
No, I'm looking
my
at it now
job.
'cause I feel like a crazy person because I'm like, oh my gosh. They feel like they're all like equidistant.
Okay, James.
What a great choice to start, right? So, all right. Yeah. 4 questions down. Wrapping it up. It's time for me to go and talk about other things too. So we'll get back to our answers later. But first, we got a trip to talk about, folks.
This is a PSA, or public sock announcement. Experts have declared Bombas socks as the best way to warm up chilly feet. These pairs are super cushy, soft, and designed for maximum coziness. Plus, for every pair purchased, another pair will be donated, so someone in need of essential clothing can stay warm this winter. Go to bombas.com/listen and use code LISTEN for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/listen and use code LISTEN at checkout.
You know where your business would be without you. Imagine where it could go with more of you. Well, with Wix, you can create a website with more of your vision, your voice, your expertise. Wix gives you the freedom to truly own your brand and do it on your own. With full customization and advanced AI tools that help turn your ideas into reality. Scale up without being held back by cookie-cutter solutions and grow your business into your online brand. Because without you, your business is just business as usual. Take control. Go to Wix.com.
Well, this week for the discussion topic, if you haven't already figured it out, we are discussing more with Tag, James, and Alex about their recent visit out to the happiest place on earth, Disneyland. We're going to kind of focus because this is Alex's first ever time, of course, at Disneyland. But Alex, prior to this, can you just tell us a little bit about who you are, how you know these two, how you got stuck with them, and how you got to go on this wonderful trip?
So, my name is Alex. I'm right now 16 years old, but not for too long.
By the time this podcast is out, you will be 17.
And
Spoiler
tomorrow's
alert,
his birthday.
His birthday is the day that this podcast airs.
Yeah.
I would think like everybody should wish me happy birthday for that.
There you go.
No,
Happy
but
birthday to Alex.
I'm from Germany, but my brother actually was the first one to like an exchange year 3 years ago with Taking James.
Nice.
And he just like during the time when he came back, he was just so amazing. It was so awesome. So I thought I want to do the same thing. So I asked them if they want to take me, and they said happily yes, I hope. And then I'm just here, and then we went to Disneyland, and it was just awesome.
Have you been to a Disney park before this?
I've been when I was like 8 years old, 7 years old, for a wedding in Disneyland Paris for like 1 or 2 days. But
Sure.
I only remember the Space Mountain version of Disneyland in France, but I remember nothing else really.
Gotcha. So when you were kind of preparing for this trip, what did you do any sort of research? What kind of things were you expecting? Or did you have no expectations maybe?
No, I mean, Take and James, especially Take, told me a lot about Disneyland, like showed me many videos and stuff. So I also still had like a little bit memory, but I also just like saw some reels on my phone about Disneyland. So I had some expectations, but it was like pretty different than I expected.
You're also a person who doesn't like spoilers.
Oh, so much, yeah.
The one thing that I thought was interesting when we got to the park is I asked him like 100 times how everything was, because that's how I am.
So much.
And like every time we ate something or tried something, I was like, what do you think? What do you think?
Oh,
and
gosh.
so, yeah. And then like every day was like, how's Disneyland? Do you like Disneyland? Is it good? Is, whatever.
I think Tag needed a lot of validation.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to make sure that people enjoy the place that makes me so happy. That's all. But he said that he expected the rides to be really themed, but he did not realize how themed just everything would be.
is?
Yeah. And I mean, I also expect like more, I don't know, a little like outside so it looks like the ride. I didn't expect also that much theming inside the rides also. And just overall, that was really cool.
So thinking back on your trip, what was the place or the attraction or ride that kind of blew you away the most as far as like theming, that you were just like, whoa, because some of them are, there's different levels, I'd say, of theming there. Some of them, I mean, everything's very themed, but some of them are like, you
That
kind
is
of lose
true.
sense of reality.
I would say, actually, for me, maybe like right away the first attraction, because we did like Indiana Jones and like the whole way to it, the whole like waiting lines. And then when you start with all the like huge mask and just like all the surroundings, I feel like that was a really strong first impression with theming. And probably also rides like the Haunted Mansion, maybe, with the cool entrance. And maybe also Guardians of the Galaxy. I feel like that one too.
He was surprised with Mansion. By the way, he knows Mansion's your favorite attraction. He was surprised that he didn't think we went down in the elevator. He thought that like everything else went up.
Was just going up.
Yeah. So that was kind of interesting to kind of get that
other, like,
idea.
Crazy thing too.
Yeah.
I'm sure Tag probably spoiled a little magic for you, but it's just so the like Haunted Mansion. When you go in, right? At any point did it cross your brain that I'm not still in that same building that I walked in?
Oh,
or
yeah.
do you feel like you're still in that same building?
No, it felt like it was something else kind of. Didn't feel like I was still like in the Disneyland world. I thought it was just like complete different place.
Yeah.
I also forgot to say for theming Rise. Rise was also like inside crazy strong.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a good one to experience as well. So we got very lucky on Sunday and Monday, which was our first 2 days actually in the park. It was really low crowd, so we were able to do a ton of stuff.
Awesome.
So we did.
Good way to start.
Yeah, so we did Indiana Jones, which I was like, it's open at rope drop. Like, this doesn't happen very often.
It's true.
So we rode that. I think after that, we did like Pirates and stuff. We did a lot of stuff. We went and did a bunch of...
We were trying to work our way back to Ronto Roasters pretty quick, but we stopped and did Haunted Mansion and Pirates before we got back there because the queue was just working really well for us.
It was like walk on.
There you go.
In fact, I didn't even get to go through the extended queue the first time we went on Haunted Mansion because it was just like walk up, walk in. I was like,
You're like, wait a minute.
Oh my goodness.
I want to see the new stuff.
I did want to see the new stuff. But, the Bride, we want to talk about the Bride real quick because you asked me about this. I thought the bride. So this is interesting because I talked to Alex, not this Alex. I talked to Alex who hosts
Alex Waltz,
who hosts the Swinging Wake podcast. So he's a huge mansion person, right? He thought that it looked better in person than in video, and I said I thought it looked better on video than in person. So it was kind of interesting. He said he was a little disappointed with it because it seemed like there wasn't a lot of movement with it because she kind of just hanging out there with her like candlestick and like her like dress is flowing. Like
that sounds like much more movement than the previous.
Yeah, I don't know. There was something to me. The weak part of it was the head. Like she just kind of seemed weird and stationary from like the neck up, where the rest of her was kind of animated. James, you've seen both versions.
Yeah.
What did you think?
To me, like it was just absolutely gorgeous. The hardest thing for me though is it felt like such a like movement forward in technology compared to the rest of the attraction that just has this like aesthetic to it that it almost felt out of place because of that to me. But I think it looks great like as a standalone thing.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it in person. I have remained video spoiler free. I've seen photos of it while researching and doing the news for the show. But anytime I'm on social media and I see that someone's like filming in the attic, I just swipe. I'm like, nope. So, but the thing that I'm hoping was, I feel like the previous version of the bride felt very dated, especially when you see her and then see the Hatbox Ghost, which was much more, more advanced.
Yes.
So I was hoping that it would be along the same level as the Hatbox Ghost, maybe even above, but it sounds like maybe for you it may have missed that mark.
No, I think the Hatbox Ghost is cooler.
Still cooler.
Alex and I both did agree, Alex Waltz and I both did agree that the effect of the hitchhiking ghost at the end is much better. Yeah.
Off the page. I'm so excited.
My brain was broken.
Oh, it was so bad.
Because we got off and we went into the gift, Madame Leota's, Regions Beyond or whatever, or somewhere beyond. And in my mind, the layout of that shop was not the reality of the layout of that shop. It was a lot smaller than it looks on pictures. Like, I don't know what's in the rest of that building. It's not all shop. And it also probably felt a little smaller for us because when we were there, they still hadn't opened the front door again because they were putting in the drainage.
Yep.
But it was weird. Like, so you walk in and there's like some stuff in the middle, and then off to the right, there's like the little table with the ball on it and all that for the main door. And then there was the walls, and then that was like it. So in my mind,
the cash register is in the middle, right?
The cash register. So there's the thing. It's like to the left of the middle of whatever.
Okay.
But I walked in and I was like, this is tiny. On video and pictures I've seen, it looks like it's a big shot. It's very small. So I was like, what the heck?
Too funny.
But we did eventually get back to Galaxy's Edge, and Alex got to try both versions of the morning wrap because James got the impossible one, and I got the regular Ronto wrap, and I think Alex got the regular Ronto wrap as well.
I mean, I would say it was the best breakfast thing in the whole park. Like, it was very good.
Even more so than the character breakfast that you enjoyed?
Oh, I just mean like as a single dish, kind of.
Okay.
That one was like so many different things. Like, overall, the character breakfast was sure better, but
yeah,
it's just like one thing.
He thought the sausage was really good on the Ronto wrap, which is totally great. He also really enjoyed the ride we went on next, the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, yeah.
He actually did really good at it.
Thank you.
We didn't crash as much. He flew.
We didn't crash.
Which position were you on the Falcon?
I was the up and down flare the first time, and then at the end I was the maintenance shield guy.
The engineer,
yeah.
But the flying one was probably cooler. I mean, also the like super speed shoot, which was pretty cool.
He was very, as somebody who has ridden it before, and it's not like my favorite. He was very enthusiastic when we got off. He's like, that was really cool, because I think, and Alex, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he liked the idea that like he could affect the ride.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been on any sort of like theme park attraction like that, or is that your first like interactive?
I mean, we had
like that,
like the shooting things on Disneyland, which you could argue is interactive, but that's just like for getting points. It's like
yeah.
And
To actually like move stuff around,
I don't think so, actually.
Yeah.
I've been to like a couple one in Germany, but they all just like roller coasters.
So we're going to start skipping around, but we rode Buzz Lightyear, which I don't know what was going on. Buzz Lightyear had a line like the whole time we were there.
Constantly.
And we're like we'd look over at Star Tours and it'd be like walk on, and then there's a huge line for Buzz. And I'm like, I don't know what's
That's
going on.
weird because I would say it's Lightning Lane, but they both have Lightning Lane, so that's not it.
Poor Alex rode with me.
Word got out that they updated the photo.
Probably. But what was so funny was we got on and something glitched with my gun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And every time I shot something, it gave me 200,000 points.
Holy cow.
So Alex looked over like 30 seconds into the ride, and I was at like 600,000 points, and he was at like 2,200 or something.
Was this your
and he
first
goes,
time?
Yeah. And he goes, how are you so good? And I said, it's glitching. Like, I wanted to make sure that like he didn't feel terrible.
Like,
I was like, no, it's
normal.
glitching.
I don't think you said it right away, though. I think it was
I
like
waited a little bit.
like 15 to 20 seconds or something.
That's funny.
Yeah, because he was like, how are you doing this?
That's funny. So at the parks, you've got Buzz Lightyear, but you also have Toy Story Midway Mania, and then you also have Web Slingers. So of those kind of like interactive, I don't know, point-based games, what did you think? What was your favorite? Which were you the best at?
I think like the idea of web slingers I kind of like the most, with like because you could also do different stuff with like pulling them up to you. But I really like Toy Story. I would say Buzz was definitely last for me from all these three things, but probably actually Toy Story 1 and Spider-Man 2. But I was the best at the Spider-Man 1.
Best at Spider-Man. There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, we got on Spider-Man, and I feel like I enjoyed Spider-Man a little bit more this time. I rode it twice this trip, and I felt that when I've ridden it before, it felt like it was longer and like I got bored of it, but this time I didn't. So I don't know what was going on, but it was pretty good. We were in a car with a single rider, and wasn't she the best one of all four?
She
of us?
was, yep.
But
she was really good.
Clutch at the end. She was not there at all.
Yeah. And then Toy Story was good. We waited in line for Tiana's, and it broke down, and we got an anytime lightning lane, and we used that on Midway Mania because we happened to be over there later.
Yeah.
Because they have tiers now, so you can't So we actually were in line for Incredicoaster and got it anytime, but it wouldn't work for Midway. But the Tiana's one did. And so because that line is always terrible, and we went on it, and it was pretty good. And Alex did pretty good at that one, actually. It was me and him again, and he did pretty good at that one. But we were tired of
I was
pulling the string. Yeah.
Like you do, you know?
I didn't expect it would be that much.
Especially the end.
It's a really specific set of muscles that you don't ever use in a normal day situation. But then suddenly your arm's going to fall off because you're
and you
flinging
panic.
webs and pulling little strings. And
Well, and at the end, it's like, quick, get all your stuff in.
Yeah,
It's
you're
like
like,
they have the plates and you're just trying to pull because you're like, it's got to get more.
And you still like with the movement, and then like when they were like the moving train things, like both together, I know that was really hard.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was super fun.
So let's switch gears a little bit, because when we were eating dinner prior to doing the episode recording tonight, we were talking about how the first thing that you kind of went through was all the dark rides at Disneyland. What were your thoughts of the dark rides? So maybe the what some people may call like, the little kid rides or the slow rides. What were your thoughts of those?
I was actually at first a little confused of them because they look kind of like a coaster, because they had like they still went like with the safety things down.
Yep.
But then it was like the road. So at first, like the first one, I think I didn't enjoy quite as much for what it was. But then I really liked the ones where I also knew your story. Like now I'm confused. There were so many, but like Winnie Pooh, I think was really good, and I like with the 7 Gnomes.
Oh, Snow White.
Snow White.
I know you really liked Alice in Wonderland as well.
Oh yeah, that one for sure. Where you went also on top. So yeah, no, I actually really enjoyed them. Also like as kinda a break, but you still like just watch some cool like animation, just like a cute like telling of the story. So.
Yep, definitely. Now we're gonna switch gears even further. What about the thrill rides?
Ooh, I mean, I loved them. I don't know, like Incredicoaster, Guardians, so many others. It was just
Matterhorn.
Matterhorn, yeah. Because I'm also still scared of them, kinda, but I love the scaries and like just the rides.
I have to talk about the Matterhorn really quick. We rode it twice this trip, and the first time we waited in line and did all that, it was great. Alex got the front bobsled. It was like perfect timing because there was some groups and stuff, so it was really great. The second time we did single rider, and Alex and I ended up in the same bobsled, and there was a lady in front of us. This lady in front of us, I want to do her method. I like asked her about it at the end. She was in the front. She was by herself. She was super talkative with us. And it started going. And once we got to the top and we started going, she leaned forward like she was flying like Superman. And that's how she kind of did the whole ride.
Oh.
And she said that's the closest she ever feels to actual flying. And I was like, I've never thought of some like leaning forward.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm like, I kind of want to try this. She wore her ears the whole time. They didn't move. I told her when we got to the end, I said, I was ready to like catch them for you. And she said, I've got really thick hair that it like sticks into.
Yeah.
But she had like the best time. And Alex saw her too. She was like leaning forward like all crazy.
I didn't see the leaning forward, but I heard her talking also.
Yeah.
Too funny.
And that's something because you were thinking in a lot of attractions you were going to hit your hands or your head on stuff.
Oh, on the Big Thunder? I feel like when I'm a really tall person. I'm like 6'4", 6'5", you could argue. But like,
5'11".
You could argue.
6 foot.
If you squint.
Either you are or you are not. And I don't think you are, sir.
If you squint and kind of crouch down, he's tall.
If he's standing on a chair.
It was funny.
he's tall.
We tried telling him on all the coasters that you could put your hands up because trust us, Disney will not let you touch anything.
Yeah.
But he still he wasn't buying it.
I mean, every other ride then Big Thunder I felt kind of confident, but that one
I don't know. I'm always nervous about Space Mountain. I think it's because you just don't know.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I would do that one too. Yeah,
you just don't know where the stuff is, so you can't. Yeah.
Alex, what did you think of James's favorite ride, Space Mountain?
Space Mountain is just such a good. I love how smooth it is also, and it's just so thrilling in the dark. This one feels kind of like flying, I would say, actually. If you like, and we did this one also pretty early, I would say, on the first day.
We did it on the first day. It was a miracle.
I told James, I'm like, you're so happy. And we rode it multiple times this trip, too.
We did.
No, it was for sure like top 5, I would say. It was long number 1 for me at the beginning, but then it got dethroned by a couple of rides, but no, that one was really awesome.
Well, now we need to skip ahead because, let's rank your rides. What were your top 5?
Ooh. Okay,
being generous and giving you 5.
I would go like without theming or something. I would go Incredicoaster number 1. It wasn't too scary, but I still had some awesome drops and just the line kind of moved quickly also, which was kind of cool. I would probably have Guardians also there. I was really scared. I was like the first time I was really scared, but it just gave me so much adrenaline and stuff.
I would just like to say on the record to all of our listeners, so Alex, you can be happy that I'm putting this on the record out there. I'm really proud of him right now for admitting that he was afraid of this stuff, because like that's a big deal. James, can you explain the first ride on Guardians?
I can. Like, Alex is afraid of heights. Like, it is a known thing. So the fact that he went on this and then wanted to go on it a second time is a really good testament of how good this attraction is.
I didn't go on it a second time, for the record.
So we pull back as the elevator does, and as soon as we launch, Tag and I both have an arm wrapped around ours, holding tight, and I've got a head on my shoulder. Alex was not ready for the launch and everything that went with it.
I feel you, Alex. That happened to me too.
No, in the second drop, when you start at base level, I thought, then you go up, then you go down to normal level, and then you go down again somehow. Like, what was that? Oh, God.
You're in the basement all of a sudden.
It was just awesome.
What's really funny is he remembered this thing I told him. So I said, as we were coming back in from the first ride, I said, Alex, you could be sitting in that seat where there's a hole in the roof and you can go flying right out. So the first thing he tells me when they get off the second time they ride it is he goes, I was sitting in the chair without the roof.
Too funny. All right, so you said Guardians was number 2?
I would say for me personally, it's a hot take probably, but I would say Sovereign was number 3.
Ooh.
No. Interesting note. We got to ride both Soarin' Around the World and Soarin' Over California on the trip, which we can talk a little bit more about. But I don't know if you had a favorite between the two of them.
I would be pretty sure for the world, because I'm also just like a big geography guy, like different geographies of countries and just like different countries. So it felt really real. Like the smells were pretty good, not like crazy, but just like the vision, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And just like letting your feet.
I love how we went from Incredicoaster, Guardians to Soarin'.
It's a good ride.
No, it is. Yeah. We had a theme going. And
I know.
we broke it.
You got 2 more spots, Alex.
The theme is DCA.
Yeah,
so.
that is true. The theme is DCA.
Man, there's so many. Like, I don't want to just like, I probably also forget some. I'm pretty sure, but I also like the Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse ride. I don't know. That was
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
I'm glad that I'm hearing this because on the last day, I was like, do you guys want to go over and ride Mickey and Minnie's? And Alex was like, we've ridden it a few times. I was thinking, oh, he didn't like it very much. So it's good that you liked it.
I really like it. I think you want to take it again or something. I don't remember what it was, but I have to like all the attractions in front of me. I feel like
You've got, let's see, Indiana Jones.
Big Thunder.
Indiana Jones is not my top 5.
Haunted Mansion. The Jungle Cruise.
Oh my God. Yeah.
The canoes.
The canoes were cool.
They were open.
Okay.
Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Look, we rode the canoes, but there was a problem. We struggled with people around us on the canoes.
That's the plight of the canoes.
Oh yeah, Tiana's is hard to forget.
I forgot Tiana.
Tiana's.
I forgot some Star Wars attractions. I know.
Yeah, the Star Wars. You still have one more spot.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay, that's actually. I think I gotta kick out Space Mountain.
You can redo some of your standings if you need to.
Yeah, I think Space Mountain is out of the top 5. The top 3 is I'm fine with that one, but I would probably go with Tiana.
Ooh.
Probably actually at 3 actually at 2 in front of both.
Oh wow.
Okay, so we're at where we're at. Number 1 was Incredicoaster. So now it's 2 is Tiana. 3 is Guardians.
4 Soarin'.
4 is Soarin', and 5 was Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
That's a good selection.
He's thinking.
I feel like
reevaluating.
I also liked Haunted Mansion a lot, actually.
Okay, so we'll put that in at least 5.
Okay, let's just stop there.
There's
because
a tie for 5th.
The thing is I feel like if we keep naming attractions, it's just going to keep. It's like you asking you to pick your favorite. You're like, I can't do that.
I think the Haunted Mansion was a good one to end on.
Is this a good time to tell our story about Tiana's Bayou Adventure?
We should talk about Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Go ahead, James.
So the queue for us was crazy. The best thing that kind of happened is as we were heading up towards getting inside the queue, this family comes out and this guy is like soaked, and Tag just looks at him and goes, "Oh my gosh, where were you sitting?" And the guy goes on to explain he was in the front row. And he was like, it was crazy after big drop. There's just this giant wall of water. And in slow motion, it just comes right down on you. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. So when we went on, I want to give an update on some things. First of all, that one little drop in the middle when it was splashed that used to have all the water come in on the sides.
That was like in the beginning, wasn't it?
It's somewhere in there. I don't know. Somewhere.
Outside or inside?
It's inside.
Buildings?
It's inside. You used to get a ton that would come over. Not as much. And the first time we rode it, I thought, because we had gotten stopped right before it. So I'm like, we don't have the momentum. That's why it didn't happen. But the second time we rode it, we had momentum. Didn't happen. Where Mama Odie shrinks you and you go down in Splash Mountain where it was the Brer Bear's butt hanging out and you went down, that gets you really wet. But the last splash, now, the first time we rode it, what that person described is exactly what happened. I was third back in the boat. James was in front of me. Alex was in the front.
We were nice because there was a pair in front of us that asked if we would take the front seats.
Because they had been given rows 1 and 2.
And Alex was like, yeah, I'll sit in the front.
No, come on, I wanted to sit in the front.
He wanted to sit in the front. He wanted to sit in the front. So it worked out. But it was exactly what the guy described. It was we hit the bottom, and then it was a giant wall of water. And then all of us, even the girls behind us, soaked. All of us were soaked.
I've been seeing videos where, rows 4 and 5, so the back of the bus, the back of the log, is also getting wet.
There were people, though, that we saw when we were in line come out that were almost dry.
Really?
So I don't know,
Did
it's
they have
very
ponchos
random.
on or something?
Well, and the
No.
second time we rode it, James, you were in the front.
I got the front. I did not get the same experience. I got just a force of water hitting me, protecting everyone else. From it. There was still some that got past me, but it was like
Not that
You
much.
were the shield.
I felt like I was seeing the ocean from Moana just coming out to poke right at me.
There you go.
And that's all I had coming for me. So
My pro tip that made a huge difference for me, because I don't like getting wet.
No.
Made a huge difference was I brought flip-flops in our bag, and while we were in line, I took my shoes and socks off, and I swapped them to flip-flops. When we got off, I was still wet, but changing into dry socks and dry shoes, I was a happy person.
There you go.
So that was great. Now, one thing I wish that they would change, you are soaking wet. Then they're going to take you to the finale scene where they're going to blast you with air conditioning, and that was awful.
Yeah. What was how did you feel about the theming overall with the attraction? Because this was the first time that you've experienced Tiana's Bayou Adventure in person.
Yeah.
You've only experienced it virtually through other folks' videos. So what did you think of the overall re-theme?
I think the animatronics were better when they were working. The couple places where animatronics were not working, the first day, Mama Odie at the end, like where Brer Rabbit used to be,
with
chilling.
where Juju's sitting there stealing the beignets.
No, Juju was up but not moving. Mama Odie looked like she had taken a nap because she leaned over and was kind of like off. And Tiana in the final singing scene was kind of in this standing thing, and her eyes were moving and her mouth was moving, but nothing else was moving. It was kind of creepy.
She almost looked scared.
Yeah, that didn't
It
work.
looks like stage fright. Yeah,
That didn't work both times we were there.
that one's been having a lot.
Mama
of issues.
Odie, though, did work the second time, and so did Juju. And we got stuck the first time right by the band that was like in the bayou. And I would say that was probably the best spot to be stuck because we had a lot of animatronics to look at. They were working, and the music wasn't like annoying. It was like a long enough loop that it was actually really enjoyable.
I think you're underselling the music.
I
Like, that was
loved it.
that was a good spot to be stuck.
That's one of my favorite songs from the film.
That was
that Going Down the Bayou song.
I think that was the biggest earworm that got stuck in Alex's head from the whole trip.
sure. No, I was singing that song in the tunnel for myself. No, that was a really fun song.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't have like lyrics, but just
Yeah. But I thought that it felt faster overall than Splash, and I think it's just because there was so much more you're probably like you were saying earlier that there's just so much more to look at that it felt that way.
It was even like your excitement with the fireflies in the trees. It was
Oh,
pretty
that's
great.
gorgeous. Yeah.
Like physical or the projections?
Both. Because they had some physical ones, but then they also had projections. The weakest thing for me in total is the weird section where it's the projection big face.
Yeah.
Everything else about that ride, amazing. I did ask one of our cast member friends because it had been going up and down quite a bit, and he confirmed that, like, for better or for worse, they won't close the ride down if there's an animatronic failure, but they will for a mechanical something.
Sure.
And so we thought maybe it was closing down so often because of the animatronics, but that's not the case.
I just feel bad because those animatronics they've been struggling. I've seen videos where the first Tiana on that lift hill is not quite as moving as she
Sure.
should be. I've also seen, I think it was one of the first Lewis's was kind of more
Lewis looked great.
frozen
Yeah,
in place.
Lewis was great.
So, and then that final Tiana, I think, is the one that's really
She's having a lot of struggles.
Having a lot of
That finale scene, even with Tiana being kind of off,
stage fright. We're gonna call it
looked
stage fright.
amazing.
seriously.
I thought that was a perfect blend of screens and physical because, like, you really, unless you were paying close attention, it all blended together
That's
really
cool.
nice.
That's really cool.
It was wonderful. My only other nitpick that I thought was weird was, you know how the logs come around that last corner before you get in the station, and there's like where the logs can go out.
Yeah.
They didn't have that down. Like, you could see,
Oh,
and it was open both times we were there, which I was like, that seems weird. Because Alex asked me about it. He's like, what's that? And I'm like, oh, that's where they store the boats.
true.
Yeah.
But it was good. The line did move, even with Lightning Lane. Like, one of the reasons, the second time it slowed down a little bit, but the first time the line kept kind of moving.
That's
so
good.
it was nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, do you think, are we ready to shift gears onto food?
Let me think if there was any other attraction stuff that was interesting. We did see the train working, but we didn't get to ride it because it didn't open. That was really neat to see. I waxed poetic about the monorail and how it would have been so cool for the monorail to be working like 100 times. Alex was like, yes, we know. We rode the Autopia.
Yep.
I think that was kind of fun. Alex, is there anything attraction-wise you want to talk about that we didn't talk about?
I mean, like all of them, we just forgot. They're all awesome.
James?
No, I think we covered it pretty well.
All right. What are we moving on to then?
Food! More food!
Okay. I've been holding on to this all night. Alex, what did you think of the Dole Whip?
Oh my, the Dole Whip was really good. I mean, you put it even in the main picture because I was enjoying it so much.
So
I feel like I should have been there for Alex's first trip. He and I would have been like kindred Disneyland spirits.
It's true.
With our drinks and Dole Whip.
It's so true. I was like, I'm basically here with Teresa.
Did you get any cold brews, Alex?
Cold?
Coffee.
Oh no.
That would have been the perfect.
Wait, I did actually. No, it was a hot chocolate. No.
I will say one thing that I enjoy about Alex in general, he does this when we're not at Disney parks too, is he's like a food connoisseur. Like he'll taste it and be like, and he's like, oh, that's good, or oh, that's not good. Now, the only thing that he immediately was like, no, was we got a mint julep. And he sipped it and was like, I don't like that one.
No, thank you.
It is a unique
What was that one again?
That was where we got the beignets, the little fluffy donuts. I had the
We were sitting by the
mint
train
and
station
the mint and
in
lime
New Orleans
drink.
Square.
I remember there was one drink that was kind of weird. I'm not really sure about that one. But
He didn't like it. It was like the
pretty true.
immediate reaction was like, nope.
I got to enjoy that one.
So, Alex,
Lucky
with
you.
your food journeys, apart from what we've already talked about with the Food and Wine Festival foods, what were some of the favorite things that you ate and drank?
I mean, I feel we gotta start with the first restaurant still with Din
Din
Tai
Tai
Fung.
Fung.
They're just like their bowels and just overall their food. Also the chocolate bowels.
The chocolate, yes, that was my favorite thing from that restaurant too, was those chocolate dessert.
So good, we had to order two of them.
With extra, did you get the extra sauce? Because you got to get the extra sauce.
We did.
So we had a happy mistake. Alex and I both like seafood and James doesn't.
Mhm.
So we ordered one of the seafood bows
Mhm.
and they brought out this thing and I'm like, that's not a seafood bow. It was like a big actual bow. It was two of them. And it was the bean
vegan,
paste.
the red bean one.
Red bean paste one.
Yeah.
And we were kind of like, okay. What did you guys think of them?
That was the best thing I ate at Din Tai Fung.
Holy cow. Wow.
It was just so good. The bao was good. The flavor of the bean stuff was good. Like I could have eaten like 6 of those and been way too full, but like
been very
I
happy.
loved everything about it. And
Dang.
that is not something I would ever order on a menu by choice. And so the fact that we got this by accident has opened me up to so many things, like life-changing on the first day.
Wow.
I would say top 3 also for sure for me. I would still go
All
chocolate
food
and
items was
stuff.
the red bean paste bow?
Oh, that one I'd have to think more about, but at Din Tai Fung for sure. So, but you were saying,
I mean, it was really good. Like, I would say the basic first bows we had and the chocolate ones were both a little better, but they just, I just like the soupy part of the other, like of the
Oh,
first
sure.
one that was so funny, but they were awesome.
Alex loved the vinegar and soy
Oh yeah.
thing. Like he loves sauces and stuff too. He was really into that. He actually, what was funny was they ordered a spicy one, and like there was one that was spicy, and they were like, "Well, we'll do the sauce on the side so like I could taste
Yeah.
the thing," because the lady said that the sauce was what was spicy. Not that spicy. I was able to eat it.
Even
I had
the
2 of
sauce?
them. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I was pretty happy.
yeah, that was the spicy chicken wontons. So
Yeah. That was a great start to the trip because it was just all of us were sitting there. And at the end, we were all very full,
very full.
but we wanted to keep eating. It was so bad.
What are some of the other food items you had, Alex?
I mean, I mean, on the second day, I think we had the round trip, which you talked about, which was really good. And the one dinner at, I don't know the restaurant where we got the like special key for Fantasia thing.
Ah, yes, at Cafe Orleans.
Yeah, that one has like a great menu of like pre-meal, main meal, and dessert. And I really like my main meal.
What did you have?
It was.
He had the Cajun roasted chicken.
Ooh.
I got the name.
I'm here for you.
Very good. Very good.
I was trying to remember what I had there. It was really good. Our server was really great. He came up and was like, he came out and was like, I'm so sorry for you guys waiting. And like, we were still looking at the menu, but like, he was like really panicked about it. And I won't name names because I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but we had a cast member do something really great. Alex got a specialty drink here.
The Bayou Punch.
The Bayou Punch, which he really liked. But we told him like, that's not a refillable thing. So when there was like the other person who wasn't our waiter came up to like take plates, Alex was like, I don't get refills on this, right? And he's like, no, unfortunately, but let me see what I could do. And he came back with a to-go cup with a full portion of the thing.
Is that the one that has the gummy alligator on top?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know what? I was so frustrated because Alex was like, here, because we always like tried everybody's everything, right? And I was thinking, oh, I'll try some of this gummy. Alex took the whole thing and
like,
all in his
one
mouth.
bite.
I thought it was like 2 or 3. I didn't know. Like I didn't realize that all the gummy came with it.
Which is why I turned to him immediately and I'm like, you put the whole thing in your mouth? If we want to talk about gummies too, I have to mention we went to Royal Street Veranda and there was like an orange slush drink thing.
Oh yeah, with the little tangerine
The
slush.
tangerine, the orange gummy that was on there brought me back to my childhood because they reminded me of these orange candies my grandma used to get, and it was so good.
Was the drink super good too?
It was pretty good.
Just the candy.
The candy outshined it. That was the problem.
Yeah. The cheese biscuits were fine. The dipping sauce was also okay. James is
super excited about those.
For dinner, James got at the Fantasmic Dining Package. James got the Monte Cristo, and that was really good.
It was really good.
My other sadness with food, real quick, and then we can go back to Alex talking about food, was at Tiana's Palace, they don't have the shrimp dish
the shrimp
anymore.
and grits, they don't have it
and
anymore?
I did realize that till we were in line grabbing stuff, and I'm like,
you're like, where is it?
So I ended up not being able to eat the end of I think I got the jambalaya, and it was just too spicy. Like
You
by
had
the
the
time that I got to the
jambalaya.
end, I was like, "There's too much." What?
It was spicy jambalaya.
Yeah.
Alex
had the gumbo, I think, and he thought that was good.
It was really good.
So, what other food items stick out to you? Anything maybe from DCA?
What did we have at DCA again?
We had breakfast at Pim Test Kitchen. You had the noodle dish from Lucky Fortune Cookery when we were in San Francisco.
The Asian food.
Where I had the corn.
Oh, that Asian food was good. Yeah, that one was. I mean,
I found it. I had surf and turf for the meal.
Yes.
Your Fantasmic Dining Package.
Yeah.
I think that might have all been that we ate in DCA.
You had the corn thing, which I think Teresa wants you to talk about, James.
Oh yeah, I'll talk about the elote.
I lovingly call them wagon wheels. They're called, I think they're like Doritos.
Tag loves them.
They're so good.
Can I tell you something?
I was trying to find if they'd sell like a side of them.
Can I tell you something?
What?
I'm gonna just like accidentally make your night. When I was in Arizona, I picked up a whole big pack of them because they look like little pastas. We'll look at them when we're done here.
Okay.
They're like little pastas, and you fry them and they poof up like that.
Oh.
I love them. That's like one of my memories from Arizona is the wagon wheels.
Okay.
And like each time I've visited recently, we go to the grocery store and you can just buy a giant bag of them like you buy a bag of chips. They're so good.
Yeah.
We're
Jake
gonna
and
have
Alex
to
were
have
both happy to
little
steal one or two of mine.
frying parties for those.
Yeah, I had to steal James's, and then I couldn't steal any more because he dropped his corn all over his plate.
Oh no!
Yeah, so it was smothered with all that good spicy goodness.
Yeah.
Maybe, I think he did that on purpose. So
Probably.
He keep stealing them.
What? No way.
Too funny.
Alex, churro.
Oh, the churro was very solid. I mean, it wasn't like something crazy to me, but it was a very good one. Like just as a snack.
Okay.
I also remember one more meal that was really good.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
That was the restaurant we went on the last or pre-last day where I got like the French toast and
Lamplight Lounge.
Yeah, that one was very, very good,
There
and
you
the
go.
drink also that you got was very good.
Okay,
We got the
Alex.
2319 that he thought was really good. I have one more thing
I have
before we leave Lamplight.
We gotta go back because you, Alex,
churro
or Dole Whip.
Oh, I would go Dole Whip from
Look
you.
at that, Teresa. Aren't you happy?
I am happy.
Lamplight, we made a mistake. We ordered the donuts that were supposed to be on the special for brunch. That is not the special donuts
It's
are not
different?
offered during brunch.
Oh.
So I asked the guy about it because we didn't eat them. They came and I'm like, this is not what we ordered. James could not eat them because they were covered in pecans because it was a cinnamon roll donut.
Interesting.
And so I asked, I'm like, are these the special ones? We wanted the strawberry whatever. Sure. And he said, those come out around like 1 o'clock.
Oh,
so they didn't have them for us, which was really sad. But we ate them and it was good. James couldn't eat them, but we all ate them and thought they were good.
Well, there you go. Is there anything else that you would like to cover?
I'm trying to think of drinks that Alex got.
Oh yeah, all the drinks. We got so I love that nearly all the drinks had also like bubbles in them. That was such a nice just feature to them.
Alex is also a fan of eating ice, and so the fact that there was a bunch of... Oh, Alex, talk about the 3 floats that we had.
Oh, I mean, the root beer float was not for me. I don't like root beer at all. I feel like you got so many amazing drinks here, but root beer, just like toothpaste or something. I don't know.
But there was a Coke float, and there was like a grenadine float.
Cherry Sprite.
And he liked both of those just fine.
Yeah, the Coke float was really... the Coke one was my favorite one for sure.
That was the one, huh?
We did have a fun time eating at Tangaroa Terrace as well.
Oh, yeah.
The Poke Bowl.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that was... Wait. No, that wasn't... Wait, which Poke Bowl was it? Oh, the one.
The one where we had the duck experience?
Yes. I just thought at first of the other Poke Bowl I had before, and it was because that one was the masterpiece, but...
That one's local.
Mm-hmm.
That's because the lady at the Poke Bowl place was being extra nice to here locally.
Oh, locally.
Right before we went, because she was like, "What do you want on it?" And he basically was like, "Pretty much everything." And she's like, "We can do that for you." And she was putting all this stuff on it. And I turned to James and I quietly said, "This lady is going to put this place out of business because she's putting so much food in his thing."
You got like seaweed
and like 7 sauces.
7 sauces. Anyway.
God.
What did you think? Alex, you and James used it more than I did. What did you think? We don't usually talk about non-Hojo hotels, but we actually stayed at a non-Hojo hotel this time, and they got to enjoy the pool a lot and the hot tub.
Nice. Very nice.
I mean, I am a really big also pool person, and the hotel itself was super good. I feel like very solid. The shower was like a really clean, good shower. And then just the pools. It kind of felt like it wasn't on the roof, it was like on some random thing, but it really felt cool just to be there. And I feel like the water was perfect on both of them. Like, it was a nice, kind of cold, not too cold, big pool, and a small whirlpool. But
there you go.
It was super convenient that when we were tired at the end of the night, it was closer by a little bit than the Hojo, because it's right next to the McDonald's.
Which hotel is this?
The Camelot Inn and Suites.
There you go.
And so we enjoyed that. One thing to note, though, that I didn't realize is we paid for parking because we rented a car, because we'll do a bonus episode on this, but we went to Universal Studios for a day as well. And they only do valet parking. So when you pull up, you pay $22 a day, they valet it for you. Anytime we needed to get anything out of the car, because the first day we left our stuff in the car because it wasn't check-in time yet. The last day we put it all in the car so we could get it later. Was a whole thing. I also want to answer Olivia's question, who's in the chat, because we're live streaming this recording. I did not get the strawberry shortcake because that was one of the last things we were going to do the last night, and we had to leave, and I wasn't feeling that well and was already pretty full. So that was something I sacrificed, unfortunately. But yeah, we had a great trip though, and I think Alex is a convert. He's a Disney fan, I think.
Oh yes.
So any last thoughts that you'd like to share about the trip, Alex?
I think Alex has to talk about Nighttime Spectaculars still.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, true. I mean, for me, at first we did Mickey's Mix Magic quickly, which was pretty fun. I gotta say, it was kind of tight above Nighttime Spectaculars because we came from Holman kinda, and it was still like a 2-hour difference. So it was around 0-1. But, I mean, Mickey's was pretty cool with the fireworks, and then I really liked Fantasia. We had also awesome...
He means Fantasmic, but yes.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
That's okay.
when the pirate ship came randomly, and the other ship with all the characters was so cute also.
Yeah.
But
and what was your favorite then?
I mean, World of Color was my favorite for sure.
Yeah.
I just liked the music kind of it. I liked the movies more because I kind of knew the movies better from them. I feel like I like movies like Soul or The Lion King was cool. I don't remember all the movies, but there's
a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
I was very happy in a way to hear from Alex that he enjoyed the soul part of World of Color, because I feel as someone who Alex really likes piano music and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel like it goes on long, and I'm like, little kids are not interested in a bunch of jazz music in the middle of the show. But Alex was like, that was one of the best parts. And I was like, okay.
There you go. There you go.
It's nice to go with people who have different opinions because it's like, oh, that's a different way to look at it than before. So
Very true. Very true.
we did catch like 2 seconds of a cavalcade.
We did catch the cavalcade.
We got so many also like small things like random magicians or just like small little shows.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Alex. On the new stage in New Orleans Square, we walked up after getting our beignet, and there was a guy who was doing magic.
Really?
And I told them, I said, I've never seen something like this.
It was part of Celebrate Soulfully.
Yeah.
Oh,
but I was
very
like,
cool.
this is a cool spot for that.
Yeah.
And we only caught the very end. And the guy was really funny and like really engaging. And I really wish we would have saw the whole show. But we just saw that part of it. We also watched the Disneyland Band and the Dapper Dans. And we saw a little bit of this magician guy. We saw the Pearly Band come out at one point.
We did go to the Royal Theater as well.
Nice.
And we saw Beauty and the Beast. Which I think, Alex, you liked that, didn't you?
The Royal Theater. Oh, that one. Yeah, that
Remember?
was pretty
Where
good.
they were joking.
I thought you mean the other one also, where you sit in the cinema.
Oh, yeah. PhilharMagic.
I actually enjoyed that one quite. That was kind of cool.
Alex enjoyed that because it was air conditioning and sitting down in the middle of the day.
And pretty good 3D.
A nice break.
Yep.
Did you go to the Animation Academy?
We did not.
Alex, I'm sorry. They failed you. You've not had a true Disney.
Can I defend our reasoning behind this, Teresa?
So let me just. Does he know what the Animation Academy is?
No.
So
Not
do you
sure.
see? So the Animation Academy is in DCA, and they teach you how to draw different Disney characters. And on the wall next to you, there are some of the ones that Vern and I have done throughout the years. Mind you, neither of us are artists. And actually, the first one we ever did was Mickey. And that's Vern's first ever, like, doesn't know how to draw. They showed him how to draw Mickey.
That is a really
It's magic. It's one of my favorite places. Tag makes fun of me for
I think you'd spend a whole day in there.
I
if
would
you
spend
could.
a whole day.
So here's what happened, Teresa. While they were writing Guardians, Kate and Jude and I went into the Animation Academy to look at the board for the
sure,
day.
yeah.
And they didn't have any good characters that we wanted to draw. The good characters had already been like in the morning.
Yeah.
And there was a whole bunch of like artist choice, and we're like, we don't know what that is.
It's whatever they choose.
Yeah, so we did not do
We
that.
did that once, and it was Ector.
But wasn't that
artist
the
choice?
was that the one that was like super hard and everybody was like,
No,
what?
no,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no. That was different. No, you and I did. I think that James
I was there too. Yep.
Yeah, we did Ector one of the times.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine did not turn out well, but
No.
that's usually. I tell my students in class I draw like a toddler, so it's just kind of my expectation. So when anything turns out remotely close to what you have on the wall, I feel good.
Yeah, the baby Yoda, that's really cute.
That one's mine. I'm pretty proud of him.
Yeah.
He even has a little frog sticking out of his mouth. Little frog legs hanging there.
Well, that's one
So,
of
yeah.
the
See,
one
now
of
you
the,
just have to go back, Alex, because
Yeah.
you've missed something very important.
Yeah, the train and the monorail.
Yeah.
True.
But he got on Autopia. We didn't ride Dumbo or the Astro Orbiter.
We did ride the parking lot tram.
James,
Oh, wow.
so we went and ate lunch at Tangara Terrace, and James is like, why don't, instead of going back through downtown Disney, why don't we walk over and take the tram? And I was like, oh. Which in the middle of the day, there's not a lot of trams running, so we had to wait a while. But it was
There you go.
nice to kind of have it. And they've updated the narration because they like stuff is all different now. I don't
There
know.
you go.
Anyway.
So overall, Alex, what did you think of Disneyland, and what did you think of the trip?
I would just say just incredible. Like the whole trip with just the whole experience of just Disneyland itself, the whole food, and just also like the hotel. I would give it like a 15 out of 10 probably.
Ooh, 15 out of 10.
Mhm.
I will say one of the nicest things that I think James and I really enjoyed was, I think it was at some point on the way home. Alex was like, I just want to tell you guys, like, thank you so much for taking me on this trip. It was amazing. I had such a great time. It was so cool that we got to do all this stuff. We also made like a quick detour on our Universal day, and we went through Hollywood.
Oh yeah, that was also really cool.
But we couldn't. The Oscars were that week, so the road in front was closed, so we didn't get to.
That would have been a
but-
cool thing to have driven past them.
But we parked on the street and walked over quickly, and Alex got to put his hands. What did you get to do? You get to do push-ups with somebody?
With Kobe.
Kobe.
And
Bryant.
I know who's my hand soulmate now. It's Scarlett Johansson. We're just soulmates.
So look out, Colin Jost.
There you go. Well, super glad that you guys had an amazing trip, Alex. I'm glad that Disneyland was a 15 out of 10 for your first ever visit. Very, very fun and exciting. Thank you for coming on and sharing that and talking about it with us.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Well, you have heard us talk about our great experiences staying at the Howard Johnson Anaheim. Well, we have partnered with them to offer our listeners some cool discounts. Weekly tiers can get 15% off of their stay. To take advantage of this discount, head on over to DLWeekly.net and click on the Howard Johnson logo. Be sure to use the promo code on the site to get the discount. There's also a special going on right now for up to 25% off when you stay for 3 or more nights. You just need to book by May 31st. Again, that details are on our website at DLWeekly.net.
Looks like we're coming in for a landing, gang. But please stay listening until trivia comes to a stop. And then you can walk to the nearest exit. Thanks for listening to the 8th wonder of the world, DL Weekly.
I'm dragging you back to Trivia Land, and we get to find out how y'all did this week.
Probably awesome.
Totally awesome. Alex, how many out of 4 do you think you got right?
Maybe like 0.5.
Okay.
0.5.
We'll roll with that and see how y'all did. So question number 1 came from Donna S. As of 2018, how many churros are sold in 1 year at Disneyland?
Was Alex right with 30 million?
No.
No.
Your guesses of 500,000, 15 million, and 30 million, all too far off.
What?
4.4 million is the number.
Not too crazy far away.
You're too high or something.
No.
I would just like to say that I am the closest.
It's about 12,000 churros a day, if my quick math is right. So
12. I counted like 110 or something. I don't know. I counted something different.
you went crazy high with churros. So, but it was a bold guess. I liked it. All right. Mar's second question. I wanted to know what you thought the largest land in Disneyland was by area. And Alex, I think you knew that they got it right as soon as they said Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
I didn't remember it being that big.
It's a lot of walking between those two spots. So
What is second, though? Do you know that?
I have no idea what's second.
Probably Cars Land.
Nah, it might be.
Pixar Pier's pretty big, too.
Grizzly Peak, I feel like, covers a lot of
I feel
ground,
like
too.
everything in DCA
Isn't Main
is
Street
huge.
pretty big?
Main Street is pretty big, especially if you loop in the hub and everything. So,
And Town Square, yeah.
All right, question number 3. I asked you to put the order of the scenes you experienced while riding on the train on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Let's just get out of the way now. You got it right, though you did skip one scene, so you're close enough for me. But
What did we skip?
So you go through the park and then into the western scene to the carnival and the tornado, then the tropical island and underwater. Now between the town and the tropical island underwater,
it's like the sewer.
you're in the sewage system.
Oh.
Yeah, where you got the slide down. You mean?
Very quickly you're in the
Which
sewage
one?
system.
Maybe.
talking
Yeah,
about the
so after the waterfall,
Oh, yeah.
then after that one, you go into the next room where you got the sewage system
It's a
going
very,
on, where there's
like,
the
nothing-
tornado pulled
yeah.
down. There's not a
Nothing
lot
really
to
happens in there.
See, that just
Oh.
seems like a transition. I wouldn't
Yeah.
even count that.
it. It does, but it's totally
It is,
unique room.
but it's a different theme.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Town at Night, Daisy's Dance Studio, the factory, and then back to Picnic Hill. So very well done, you all,
One of the
walking through that.
Times we went into Daisy's dance studio, her face turned off.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. True.
That was kind of creepy. And then it turned back on, and we're like, okay.
Yeah, mid-ride it turned on. That was something else.
Yeah.
So, all right, my last question for you, the new, probably recurring question. I gotta use a bathroom. Point me in the right direction to get to the quickest one by distance.
All right, Teresa, let's see if you got it.
Curious.
I'm exiting Peter Pan's flight. You should send me to the bathrooms that are listed as the Red Rose Tavern restrooms.
I was right.
Oh, yep. The
You were correct.
I feel
As
like it's gotta
I
be
was
very
told,
close.
I am the bathroom master.
Between that one and the Alice in Wonderland bathrooms,
Okay.
it's about 100-foot difference.
Wow.
So
What about the ones by
Yeah, the
Rancho?
I did not measure that one because it did not look nearly as close as the other two did on the map. So,
Huh. Okay.
but I am happy to be wrong about that. But this is very hard to gather on Google Maps. I should have measured this and just walked out all these attractions that we'll be doing.
there you go.
Yeah, so we're going to keep testing that one in future episodes, I'm sure. See if Tay can hold on to his title of knows where every bathroom is.
I mean, it came in clutch when we had a small child with, I mean, not Alex, but on a previous trip, we had a small child with us that needed to go a lot.
Yeah, as we learned, Alex is like 6'4", 6'5". Definitely not a small child.
Yeah, he just stands over everybody. It's fine.
Good day, 6'7" even.
So I would say you got a full point, Alex, by working together with Tag and Teresa.
I feel like, I thought, how many churro stands are there overall?
Oh, there's a lot of churro stands.
Yeah, I think I counted like 30, I know.
30?
I don't know if there's that many, but
there's not that many. That might be 30 total outdoor vending carts.
That might be true.
Yeah.
So, listeners at home, while we were gone, we got a ton of trivia submitted that Vern and I are looking forward to using, but we'd love to have more from you. While you head to the website to look at the great hotel discount that's on there, you can pit stop over at the trivia site too, dlweekly.net/trivia, and give Vern and I some great ideas to stump TNT and whoever else is brave enough to come on the show.
Well, we will be back next week with more Disneyland news and information.
Until then, go out and enjoy the parks.
And a special thank you to Sidel for editing the podcast.
Please remain seated until the podcast comes to a complete stop and the doors have opened. Then collect your belongings, watch your head, and step carefully from the episode. On behalf of all of our crew, thanks for traveling with us, and we hope you have a happy and memorable visit here at DL Weekly.
No offense, but your brain is a terrible place to keep your big idea. It belongs in the world, but you know that already. You have a calling, a voice that says, this is what I'm meant to do. Create the website your big idea deserves with Wix. Make it your own with top-to-bottom customization, AI to help realize your vision, and built-in business tools to turn your daydream into your dream job. Wix supports every stage of the business journey except one. Your decision to begin. Ready? Go to Wix.com.
This is a mini meditation guided by Bombas. Repeat after me. I'm comfy. I'm cozy. I have 0 blisters on my toes. And that's because I wear Bombas, the softest socks, underwear, and t-shirts that give back. One purchased equals one donated. Now go to bombas.com/listen and use code LISTEN for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/listen and use code LISTEN at checkout.